Hello guys and girls and welcome back to a new video today. This video is about Keith Hill being sacked from Tranmere Rovers and now has left the club on mutual consent. He's left his duties at Tranmere Rovers, which is fantastic news for the fans and obviously for the players, because we were not winning games. We were not winning games left, right and centre, and in my eyes I thought it was the best move to get rid of him before the playoffs. And obviously, we just need to go into the playoffs next week going with a winning mentality to win the game. Obviously, we play against Morecambe next week, which will be a tough game. Obviously, Morecambe did beat us at home and we beat them away. It will be a difficult game. But talking about Keith Hill, I think it's fantastic news that he's been sacked. The way he treated the players was shambolic. Obviously, I'll talk about that in a bit. But he came to Tranmere Rovers on the 21st of November. His first game was against Carlisle when we won 1-0. A few games after, we played the likes of Brackley Town, winning 1-0. 1-0 against Brackley when we should be hammering them about 4 or 5-0. But it doesn't happen with Keith Hill, does it? We only win by 1-0s. We only win 1-0s. But before we had him, before we brought in Keith Hill, Tranmere Rovers won 5-0 against Grimsby with Dorsey and Parky. So why didn't Dorsey and Parky stay as our manager? And we brought in Keith Hill, one of the biggest frauds in football, who is a Bolton fan that does not know anything about the rivalry between Tranmere Rovers and Bolton. And we bring in that person. We bring in Keith Hill. It was not a good move to bring him in the first place, but Mort Palios will now know that he was the biggest shithouse to bring in, because he was not a good enough manager for me. I'm happy that he's left the club, but now we need to start moving on. And it's good news that we have sacked him. Obviously, we can now focus on the playoffs. And yeah, Keith Hill only won 20 games with Tranmere Rovers, and he lost 10, and he lost 10 and he drew 10. Them games that we drawn, we should have won them games. We should be in the top 3 now. Bolton shouldn't be, we should be. But yeah, Keith Hill has messed our club up, messed it up. Obviously, we're in the playoffs. If we don't go up this season, it's all because of Keith Hill. Because it is. Because I didn't want him in the first place. I'd rather have someone like Hasselbank, like Howleys, that know more football. Keith Hill doesn't know anything. He has had one promotion in his lifetime with Rochdale. So why didn't he stay at Rochdale? And then he went to Bolton the season after. I think he was at Bolton for a season. Or not, or just under the season. And obviously, he does not do well at clubs. He didn't do well at Barnsley, and we bring him in. The biggest joke ever that Palios has done. Obviously, bringing Keith Hill in was a big no for me. It's a big no bringing Keith Hill in. Big no. We should be bringing a better manager in definitely for next season, 100%. Unless if Parky and Dorsey get us up, which would be fantastic. Obviously, for their CV, it would be amazing. I will back Parky and Dorsey all day long. I backed them when Jacko left, so I'll back Dorsey and Parky. I'll always back Parky because he's an ex-Tranmere Rovers player. He was a fantastic player for Tranmere Rovers. I remember he hit one of his goals that he scored. I think it was against Southampton a good few seasons back. I think that was in a FA Cup game. What a goal. What a goal. But yeah, the team performances were good when we had Parky and Dorsey. But bringing Keith Hill in, that's a big no for me. But yeah, we move on now. We go on to the playoffs. Keith Hill, thank you for what you've done, winning our games, beating Bolton twice, home and away. That was probably the best thing you've ever done against the team that you support, apparently. But yeah, thank you guys for that, Keith Hill. Thank you, Keith Hill. So you can do one. You can get out of our club. Best news I've heard in a while that he's gone. The way he was talking on Saturday against Colchester, he should have been sacked on Saturday for what he said. Mate, saying players are shit, saying we should have been relegated from League One. No manager should say that. One a deluded prick ever. So, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. So for next time, I'll see you guys in a bit. Up the lights. So help me.